Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our video recording of the interview with author Joel Mahony. Joel is joining us this morning from Australia. Joel, how are you?
Not bad.
That's good. It's almost midnight where you are, correct?
It's 10 to 11.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, never mind. Okay. Um, as y'all know, probably on Facebook, Joel is the author of one of the authors of his own autobiography titled How I Became a Superhero. And there's you go. There's the book in progress. Well, not in progress, in the flesh. There you guys go. So first off, a little bit about Joel himself. Joel is a 38-year-old spina bifida warrior or superhero who has fought many battles to get to where he is today. He's the owner of Spiritual Superheroes Life Coaching, author of the book, and so much more that I can't even get into detail with, guys. So today I'm going to ask Joel some questions, and we're going to have a little chat about this book. So join us as we navigate this journey of Zoom meetings and navigating like live from God knows where. Anyway, so my first question for you, Joel, what truly hit the nail on the head to write the book?
Well, for a start, it was always a personal goal of mine to just write because I do like writing. But also having spina bifida and and the life experiences that I have had, mostly because of that, I did feel compelled early on to tell my story.
Exactly. Like I've always said, you guys, if you're watching this down the road, your story is very important to who you are as a human being, who you are as a person. And I always tell you at the end of each video that I do that your situation or your story is something that you'll look back on for years and years. I write my story on wheels. So what about you? So question number 2, did you have any thoughts going into writing the book with Mom?
Well, I think in the beginning, Mum had already began writing her recollections of, you know, all the events leading up to now, because she was, for the most part, along for the ride as well, with all the hospital stuff and everything else when I was a kid. So basically, the book is about both mine and her recollections from, I guess, each other's perspectives.
That's pretty cool hearing it from multiple perspectives. I've never even thought about that. I'm writing part 2 of my autobiography right now, and I'm just going to put interviews in that. But that sounds very good, getting multiple faceted, different in a personal, yeah. Anyway, so question number 3: how long did it take to write the book?
Well, Mum's part of the book, she actually started when I was 21, and I'm 38 now. But it didn't take her all that time to write the book. She sort of finished her side of it sort of a while ago, and then I began my side of it. My side of it took me 4 years. So hers took probably the rest of the time, which probably added up to about 10 years. The book was about 10 years in the making.
So this book's been basically being written for 15 years.
Yeah.
Man, that's insane. That is insane. I mean, I've kind of been culminating mine for the past 10 or so years, but you beat me. You're older and you beat me. Don't beat me, really. Uh, question number 4, kind of a silly one, but it's also kind of an important one. Do you have a true marketing plan for the book? What's your goal
Uh,
for getting the book marketed?
well, obviously, the internet's, a useful tool for
Mhm.
getting it promoting and everything else. And then it's probably locally, if I wanted to put it around town locally, it'd just be a matter of word of mouth, I suppose. People, one person purchase a copy, and then the whole town knows about it. Fortunately, I live in a small town, so news travels fast.
I was gonna say the whole town could hear about your book in 30 minutes after this interview is over. Question number 5. Now, this is just one of my things, and from one published author to another, how does it feel to finally have your story written? Like,
Well, I mean, there's always that, I guess, and not to go into the whole seven deadly sins thing, but there's that whole pride thing. I feel quite proud of myself that I've finally achieved probably one of my biggest goals to date that I'd set myself, that has probably taken me the longest. Um, you know, I think short-term goals, I do day to day set a lot of short-term goals for myself. Um, but this one has been, as I say, 10 years in the making, and it's more just there's that pride in myself that I've actually accomplished it, and um, and I guess in a weird way, a sense of relief that I can sit back and enjoy the fact that I've just finished it.
exactly. Because look at it
and
from.
then
Go ahead.
and then thirdly, I guess there's, because I've got an overactive brain, there's always like, all right, time to start writing the next one.
You and me, I have the exact same brain. I swear. Because it took me 2.5 years to write A Fight to Survive Part One, and here I am, almost 3 years later, writing. Well, essentially, I've been writing Part Two for the last 2.5 years, but
Yeah,
I've also been, writing other books. But finally, I'm able to sit down now that my children's book is getting ready to be released next month. I'm finally able to sit down and plot out the interviews that I'm going to do for Part Two, because
mm,
this one I'm going to go into more detail than you'll even know. Like, you might even see stuff that you didn't want to see about me in this book.
yeah, yeah. Well, see, with my book, it's all, the first time round, it's all in there. Like, it
Right.
goes into stuff just to give you a little taste of things that are in it. It goes into like my learning disabilities when I was at school, um, like comprehension, and comprehension problems and things like that, and also um, incontinence problems. All my medical, like every scar that I've had, every bruise that I've had, everything.
Every nook and
There's not
cranny's in there.
one stone unturned.
You've thrown everything in but the kitchen sink, my brother.
I'll tell you myself, I read the first time I read the book back after I got a copy of it. I read 10 pages straight away, like, because it was, the book's 88 pages, but I read 10 pages in a row just to get a taste of how it was all laid out and everything.
Right.
I cried on page one. And then 10 pages in. Like, it's,
Right.
I mean, me myself living through those experiences, I mean, they're my life experiences, but actually seeing them on paper written down, that's a whole other story. It's quite, I guess, confronting in a way.
Because you're confronting your fears of what you've lived through over the past 38 years. And
Yeah.
you have that fear of being afraid of what you've gone through, or being, okay with what you've gone through and seeing yourself out on the other side. It's like that, silver lining at the end of a rainy day thing. There's always a
Yeah.
rainbow at the end of a rainstorm, and you're finding
Yeah.
yourself diving into that pot of gold head first.
Mm.
I don't know why I made that. I'm Irish, so I don't know why I made that reference. Please don't kill me. My iPad just turned off. What the fudge? Question number 6, and my final one. Where can people purchase a copy of the book?
On my website, www.spiritualsuperheroes.com.au.
I have the link for that, and it'll be put in the information of the video that I do. Okay, well, guys, that was an incredibly impactful, powerful interview with author Joel Mahony. And if you'd like to learn more about Joel, his information will be listed and linked in the description. But, guys, that, I don't know what to say. That video was just, or that was just, something just clicked inside of me. But I'm going to say this just to end the video out. Guys, lots of new things coming to the channel. Be ready. Hit the like button if you like this video. That's all the time we have for this video. Join me in the office next time. Until next time, this is Author on Wheels reminding you that your life is a story, and I'm imposing the question of how are you going to write the next chapter? Joel, thank you so much for joining us today, buddy, and we will see you soon. And